It's Monday. You know what time it is. It's Yolanda. And so it's time for another episode of Everybody at the Table, episode 21 of this discussion on creating access for all. It's been a busy news week. It's been a busy personal week for me. I'm doing the work, y'all. I am doing the work. I was outside the last 2 weeks networking, talking to women, Black women building businesses, building out their dreams, and I've been able to support them in that work. And this is new for me. Doing it is not new for me. Doing it at this rate is. And I'm learning how to store my energy, reserve it, apply it in the right places, in the right conversations. And it's important to me that the time that I spend doing the work is spent in a valuable way. I have a lot of responsibilities, and so time becomes an extremely important commodity for me. I don't want to waste it, but I also know that it's that season to give it. And I've been doing that. So I'm learning to manage my energy around doing that. An important note, this podcast will begin to offer free ad space, 1 minute ad space directed toward small businesses for Black women, Black people, marginalized communities, and allies. I'm building out how you can apply for the opportunity. It'll be ready for you in the month of July. You'll have 1 minute, and we're going to share it on the podcast. The only requirement is that you follow the podcast. Is that a fair exchange? Let's frame up our conversation for this week. As you may have heard or have seen in the news, this past Saturday, the President of the United States held a military parade. This is something that's virtually unprecedented in our country. I'm not a veteran, but my understanding is that the United States does not traditionally parade its military as a spectacle. Instead, the power has historically spoken with action or purpose and not performance. And I am in no way championing the actions of the United States global policies. I'm simply speaking of how the United States military as a brand, as a unit, has chosen not to display its military might. These kinds of parades are more commonly associated with fascist regimes, governments that flaunt strength through pomp and circumstance, like North Korea. And this isn't the only example of performative power that we're seeing from the Trump administration. I don't want to make this all about the Trump administration. There's enough news media crowding that space, but I do want us to understand the conversation for today. Right now, the administration has ramped up its crackdown on undocumented workers. Flooded in my social media timeline and in news broadcasts are experiences of folks, many of whom are hardworking people who happen to be undocumented, being chased down by ICE. They're chased on fields, on construction sites, and on chicken plants. His voters were promised that the focus would be on criminals, but from what we're seeing, it is just hardworking people looking for a way. And though they might not have come here legally, they are providing a service to our communities that many Americans don't want to do. Look around you. How many Americans are in line waiting to work at the chicken plant, waiting to pick strawberries from the field? And let me just be clear. Again, this podcast is not a political podcast, but you know me, everything is political. I choose to focus on love and light and showing cases where we're creating access for all. This podcast, Everybody at the Table, is literally birthed out of resistance to the anti-DEI movement. But again, I choose to elevate the many people who are doing the work of making sure everybody has a seat at the table. And so is the case today. Today, I'm asking, or I'm sharing, in a world of Donald Trumps, choose to be a Shirley Reigns. Rather than taking time to share with you who Shirley is, Let's listen in on this 2021 interview by CNN because she was selected in that year as a CNN hero. Take a listen.
Okay, let me see, homie, what we working with here. I'm married to the streets. Here's the eyelashes, and we're gonna bring the wigs. I married them. Here's your straight wig. You want a wig, Chocolate?
I love you.
Okay, baby, love you too. It's for better or for worse. I asked him to move so we could put the table there. If he didn't want to move, he wouldn't have moved, so why are you involved in it? Jeez. Skid Row is a 55-block radius in the heart of Los Angeles, California.
Cigarette! Cigarette!
We call it an unseen community. It's a community of broken people. Be safe, okay? That's probably why I connected so well with them. How you doing? We ain't started yet, girl. Go on and get in that line. My life was very toxic, tragic. I came from a family that had a lot of drug problems. I met my high school sweetheart. We had a baby. My son was an amazing kid. He is amazing in my heart. His name was Demetrius Stevens. His stepfather and me, we weren't financially responsible. We were living in and out of hotels, essentially homeless ourselves. So I sent him to my grandmother's house. She was careless with medication, and she left some laying around. And when I went to pick him up, he wasn't acting right. Took him to the hospital. My son passed away on September the 6th. It's the last birthday I had with him. It was very hard. And, the woman who had given me so much in life was also the cause of my greatest loss. And how do you rationalize that as a 20-year-old? You don't. You break inside. I blame myself for not having stability. I should have had a place to live. If only I'd had my own backyard. If only I'd had my stuff together. I felt like life was punishing me. I was pregnant with my oldest daughter, and I said, well, I can't kill myself while I'm pregnant. But when I have this baby, it's over, I fell apart. I was very self-sabotaging. I couldn't keep anything together. The world looked at me and thought probably the same thing they think about the homeless when they passing by. Nobody really knew what I'd been through, what I was going through. I think after my son died, I had no control over a lot of things, but I can control how long my eyelashes were. I can control the color of my hair. So my Wonder Woman power is right here. And it became my adult game of make-believe. Make believe you're normal, Shirley. Make believe you're not falling apart on the inside, Shirley, My sister kept on saying, you have to find a purpose for this pain, Shirley. You're still here. Your son would want you to do this. And then one day someone's like, you want to go to church? I'm like, well, I haven't been there in forever. When I went to church, someone was like, hey, you want to go feed the homeless with us? Then I went to Skid Row. I'm like, oh, this is where all the broken people are? Oh, I've been looking for y'all all my life. I am broken just like them. I know that I've walked around many years, my body was fine, but my spirit was crushed. It was dead. That's makeup. That's hair. The women started saying, oh, we love your hair, we love your makeup. I thought, well, let me just start coming out here on my own, doing the hair, giving them eyelashes and doing makeup. This is pretty right here. Yeah, okay. Their body was still here, but their spirits were dead. I'm like, we gotta give this spirit some CPR. Yes, I have a lot of wigs, so I'll save you one, queen. They started calling me the makeup lady. I never wanted to leave. I love them because I am them. Good to see y'all. Happy Saturday, King. I address them as kings and queens because that is who they are. We want to make them feel beautiful. What you want? Hair? Haircut? Hair? Okay. Not all queens live in castles. I've met a lot of queens and kings on the street.
I was just on the verge of going into a hospital and saying, I can't take it anymore. I'm done. I give up. And that quick little hello and hug let me know there's hope and people care.
Lay back on my hand. There you go.
It is just being seen, being touched, being cared for. You want a face mask?
You want to do one on me?
Yes.
All right.
It plants a little bit of self-esteem in them so they feel like, okay, maybe no one knows I'm homeless because I have a fresh cut. Maybe I can go do this job because I don't look like I used to look.
It's misperceived, Skid Row. I have shoes, I have clothes, dignity, I have pride, motivation. I'm just unfortunate to not be able to afford rent. I come over here and when we're done, after eating, after my haircut, I feel just that much taller, that much better. This was a gift from Shirley. Me being maintained, staying sharp, allowed me to have a little 3-hour gig, and that's from Shirley's help.
Some people from my team brought in the motorcycle club. They're like big brothers. A lot of the homeless would get lost. They couldn't find us. But they learned to follow the sounds of the bikes. Whoa! Oh, that looks delicious. Ooh! Saturday, we make 500 plates. We distributed toothpaste, toothbrushes, deodorant, socks, hand sanitizer. We're still passing out face masks. So they got the sleeping bags in here, and then we got the tent. The rats down there are really big, and they can bite through a tent. So we have tents and sleeping bags and blankets. Did you get a COVID vaccination already? She don't think she got it. She doesn't remember. We have health services giving COVID vaccinations. It's your choice. She have dose? What I let them know is, if you want this, this is available for you. How you doing, baby? You want a honey bun, cupcakes, donuts, or cookies? Tuesday is a treat day. Honey bun. Okay, my love. We bring burgers. I'll take some snacks. We'll see you Saturday, okay? Have a great day, baby. I'm not an angel, you know. I want my son back. There's nothing else I desire in this world other than that. So when they say they're broken, I am too. They're like, how did you get fixed? I'm not. I take Prozac 20 milligrams every day. What the heck? I ain't fixed, child. I ain't fixed at all. Come on, you guys. I need some energy. Energy, people, energy. I'm not going to lie to you and tell you things are going to be better now. But what I am going to do is feed you while you're out here. What I am going to do is do your hair. What I am going to do is give you a hug. What I am going to do is encourage you and speak life into you. And that's what I can do. That was Mickey on the mic, you guys. Give her a hand. Give her a hand. Give her a hand.
As you see and hear, Shirley reigns as a powerhouse of compassion. She's the founder of Beauty to the Streets, a not-for-profit serving the unhoused population in Skid Row, and more recently, she's expanded to Las Vegas. She also serves several other communities in the California area. She brings dignity and beauty directly to the streets, often coloring hair, food, hygiene, love, and presence to people who are often invisible and the mainstream generally rejects. I first discovered Shirley through her Instagram and TikTok accounts, where she shares her work with raw honesty and deep compassion. And I'm super impressed because in a world of content creators, Shirley has over 5 million followers across her social media platforms, and she does not monetize a single platform. She does not take $1 for the work that she does or shares on social media. And her why is because she refuses to profit off of the people she serves. She uses those platforms to raise awareness and funds, but not for herself. But hear me out. This episode isn't just about Shirley. It's about all of us. I'm asking, how can we show up in our communities just like Shirley does every day for her community? Can I and you give at the level she gives? Can you uplift someone in your church, in your neighborhood, in your religious organization or workplace? Can you choose compassion over cruelty and presence over performance? I believe that as a community, when we combine our light, our shared light of love, that we could flood out the darkness that represents folks like the current president of the United States. And by darkness, I do mean his acts, his behavior, what he presents to the world as a selfish being versus a selfless being. Together, can we create a world of light that shines bigger and beyond what we see and hear every day in our media space? So today I'm asking you to do 2 things. Number 1, if you have capacity, donate to Shirley at Beauty to the Streets. She is in my quarterly budget to give to her and the work that she's doing, because she is doing work that's unimaginable and many have forgotten to do. Number 2, I'm asking that you be a Shirley. Reflect on how you can show up in service, even in the smallest ways. This is the mission of this work that I do on this podcast and share on this podcast. We exist to celebrate light, to amplify voices that don't always get heard, to create a table where love, dignity, and justice are never out of reach. We are not here to center chaos. We're here to center hope for those who need it most. And in a world of Donald Trumps, choose to be a Shirley Reigns. Those are my thoughts on today. I hope this inspires you to go out and do something good. I know we're doing it every day. Take this as a pause to check your service meter in a world busy with creating the next level and building our businesses. Who are we serving? I have a couple of announcements. Number one, there's a Chat GPT course for beginners I'm hosting. I think we're up to about 7 people who've signed up. I will be hosting it and sharing on January 22nd. You can email Yolanda, YOLONDA, at blackwomeno.com to sign up and receive the link. Number 2, I am going on vacation. We're going to take some summertime off. And what that means for the podcast is, yes, we will have our weekly episodes. Those episodes will be shortened. There'll be more vignettes, even shorter than what we already do. And I'll be sharing some of the great books that I am reading while I have downtime, and some content from folks that I'm listening to who inspire me to keep doing the work. Thanks as always for listening. Share your comments. How are you being a Shirley Reigns in your community? How do you want to show up if you're not showing up? How has Shirley inspired you to show up differently every day? As always, take care. And until next time, dine well.